Hi guys, welcome back to season 2, episode number 5 of Stay Shinin' with your girl, Diamond Holly, and my co-host.
I'm Dante Hollywood. My buddy deemed me Dr. Hollywood. So I'm gonna roll with that.
I love that, Dr. Hollywood.
Dr. Hollywood in the building.
Okay guys, we have a lot of exciting things to talk about today. I'm just excited to get into it because I feel like it's the new way of things. It's going to be the new future soon, you know?
Yes. It's a lot of interesting topics. But first of all, we got to talk about...
Yes, before we get into all the
our LA
things.
Rams winning the Super Bowl.
Dad. You're hilarious. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about this book that I've been reading, guys. It just gives that 90s feeling of like the hip-hop scene and like all the artists back in the day.
Oh, wow. What book is this?
It's called Life After Death by Sister Souljah, and I have been given the opportunity to get the book and read it and give you guys, I'm giving out 3 free ebooks to whoever subscribes to my YouTube channel. And what was the other one? Likes my most recent post on Instagram and follows the Diamond Holly Productions Instagram.
And then also DM Diamond once all that's done.
Yes, and I will be picking and checking whoever does and follows those 3 steps. So you can win that free ebook, guys. Who doesn't want to add another
And if you haven't subscribed, no matter what, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Yes, hit the subscribe button and the like button and turn on those post notifications so you know when we upload a video or anything onto the Diamond Holly Productions YouTube channel. That's so fun.
Tell me about the book, though.
Okay.
What is going on in the book?
Okay, so basically what's going on in the book, we have the main character, and she is trying to figure out who killed her dad.
Okay.
And she's telling her family is in the hip hop scene, and like they go to like they're rich, like.
But you know what? We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop right there because we don't want to give them too much about what's going on in the book because, like you said, you got to hit the subscribe button, do the likes, the follows, DM, and then make sure
a lot of real stuff
make sure you hit us
book.
back and let us know, and then we'll select 3 wonderful people to actually be able to take part of this book. So
yes,
we must applaud. But tell me a little bit about the artist.
The artist?
Yes, because it's somebody who resonates with me, but it was somebody relatively new for you that you had to look up.
Okay, so Sister Souljah has been an artist in the hip hop scene in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
back in the Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, NWA days and all that.
Right,
kind of stuff.
and what she talks about that in the book. Well, when I got the opportunity and to read the book and like learn about her, it was just like it was really refreshing. Because
to see being that this is Black Future Month, Black Excellence Month, this is a wonderful person to feature for this type of situation.
Yeah.
But it tells about her story, her struggle, and the things that she had to go through to get to the point of where she's at, where she's writing these books. And it's a series of books. Yes,
it's a whole series of books. And The Coldest Winter is the sequel to that book.
Oh, wow. So guys, stay tuned. We don't want to give too much. If you check out all of our links, you'll be able to see all the wonderful information leading up to it. But we've been blasting, and a lot of you guys were trying to figure out why we probably putting this Sister Souljah out a lot. But Sister Souljah, represented in my time, and so I'm glad we get to feature her.
I know, that's so great
on our show. They reached out to us. And we did a cross collaboration, and this is the opportunity to work with them. The opportunity to work with them, and then opportunity to share their books also with you, our fans. And so we're going to talk about it, and it's in our book club.
Okay, well, moving on. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Okay, wait. When the Super Bowl...
Go Chargers.
Since this is our first Super Bowl in California...
I'm sorry, I'm just joking. Go Rams.
Yeah, you're hilarious. This is our first Super Bowl in California, so it was definitely like a weird feeling, wasn't it? Because we weren't in Phoenix. Like, we didn't get that Phoenix feeling like the Super Bowl.
Well, because when you're in San Diego, they always say the reason they don't have teams in San Diego is because you got so much other stuff to do that it's like you have no time to attend like a game.
Okay.
I mean, you might attend like an Angels game or maybe a Chargers game or something like that. But
we had to create the feeling of like it's the Super Bowl for ourselves, and like it was so much fun.
On the day of the Super Bowl, most people were at the beach, and they had
honestly,
like they had their TVs outside, and they had all their friends and stuff, and it's just like, but they had access so close to the beach, and it was just like, Super Bowl. It was just like, it was cool, but it was just like, but you got the beach, you know what I mean, and just you get kind of kept, caught up with the ambiance and the aesthetic viewpoints that San Diego has to offer. So for me, we had to go back and go into a situation where we could actually watch the game and actually watch the commercials.
Yeah, but it was really fun though.
It was really fun. It was a fun day. It was a fun day.
We had such a fun day.
It was one of our first Super Bowls together as a family, because you guys could care less about the Super Bowl most times.
No, I spent
we didn't even watch the football. We actually watched the commercials.
Yeah, guys. We were really into the game. Don't do that.
We was more.
Tay was so into that.
We so luckily he caught the highlights and the score on his phone, but that's not like being into the game.
Okay.
But what we were doing is we tried. But we did find this little great Mexican restaurant, and we found and they had like all the TVs.
It's so good.
And so we got a chance to check out Snoop. Going the first
time.
Let's
talk about the performance.
First of all, I'm gonna have to get with Dr. Dre and the piano play.
Okay,
like that.
Threw me off.
That was off
like,
the
okay.
hook. My daughter's like, he knows how to play the piano. No, he just don't know how to play the piano. He knows how to play like 3-4 other instruments. Like, this is Dr. Dre we're talking about. Like, are you kidding me? I was a little
shook. I was like, okay, this is not happening right now. Like, just too good. Okay, and then Snoop, I love his outfit. He just looked like he was having the greatest time ever, and you could just see that on somebody, and I just love that.
Snoop is the first person to ever be able to puff pass to itself in the cryptocurrency arena.
Sorry, Soulja Boy, you lucked out on this one. You weren't the first person to do it at the crypto stadium.
Probably is the first and only. Well, I'm sure if they have concerts out there, but they'll do their thing. But like on the Super Bowl
stage. How do you feel about
stage,
it being a crypto stadium instead of like the Staples Center that you grew up
Well,
in?
I mean, the Staples Center was a company that has paper, staples, and staplers. So for me, it didn't really resonate. It was the Stapler Center. Like, okay, great. Somebody who had enough money. I mean, like a lot of places, they just put their tagline on the front of the stadium.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they pay a couple maybe $100 million to actually put their name on the stadium. But they don't actually own the stadium.
Right.
They're just paying for the marketing rights. Mm-hmm. So cryptocurrency leads us into so much more, because this is the new day and age, the future. The way things are going to be.
Yes.
And just the fact that they had Crip Walks, crypto.
The dancers?
And then basically Snoop dropped the album and basically used NFTs which is a cryptocurrency, to actually make a ton of money.
Okay,
we're going to talk about that in a few minutes.
But the performances, like the dancers, you guys really did the out of that. Like, that was just so good.
The first dudes to do the Crip Walk
threw us off for a second.
At the crypto center. Like, that is off the chain. On the Super Bowl stage, we got hundreds of people crip walking. The fact that they even using R&B and as rap music, and I'm just, my hands are up. I'm like,
that was definitely like
they did their thing.
A reset. Like, okay.
We got.
Do you think they'll ever do that again?
No, I mean, well, it'll be a while, but I mean, you got Snoop Dogg. I mean, not Snoop Dogg. You got Eminem kneeling on camera.
Yeah, that was great.
Representing for Colin Kaepernick. You know what I mean? Like, that's off the chain.
Period. Like, that whole performance was just. I wish I was seeing it in person. But
if we would have been in the metaverse or something like that. Maybe.
Wait, can we talk about the stadium, the crypto stadium, for a second?
Yes, let's talk about the stadium.
Guys, okay, so we watch videos, obviously, on YouTube, which are available that you can watch too, of the stadium, of this one dude giving a tour of the stadium in each room. And,
my God.
It literally looks like houses in the stadium, like the VIP
boxes.
The
VIP boxes are off the chain.
Like VIP box, they're like houses, like homes, and then you have the seats over there. Like,
hey man, that lamb chop was huge.
Are you sure that was lamb chop?
It was a whole side of an animal, and they got like chefs, 5-star chefs in the place.
I'm just like, this is big. This is big. This is.
But to fast forward, Super Bowl is going to be in Phoenix next year.
Do you think some people?
And I want to see if the level of what Phoenix has to offer is going to be on the same level as what the cryptos. But we already know the differences.
I'm like so sad. Like they couldn't have it at that stadium again.
The tickets was $5,000 over there, and at the LA the Rams. So I know we can probably get Phoenix tickets for a whole lot cheaper. So let's go ahead.
Regardless,
we're going ahead and buy those now.
But it's not going to be like the experience, like the crypto stadium.
No, that crypto stadium was off the chain.
They was at home. The stadium at home.
Yeah, like, if they would have lost that one, man, that would have been awful. I mean, we were on a little betting app. They locked us out. I was just like, I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, you can't bet in Cali.
Can't bet in Cali.
But anyway.
But the stadium, like, it's just, and then that light, how much?
No, you mean it was a couple $100 million. It was undisclosed. They didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of people.
But the Gravitron, or the thing that's at the top that shows all the replays and all the music and all that stuff, it was circular. It was beautiful. It was just like one of the most.
And then in Phoenix, it's just going to be those four, 1, 2, 3.
Did you know this is the most expensive stadium that they've ever built?
This is probably like the most expensive thing like LA probably has. Like,
no, I wouldn't say most expensive thing, but I would say as far as stadium wise,
as a building,
it is the marquee stadium for any professional sports that is out there. So.
Mm-hmm. That was just the stadium is just it's a whole different.
It's a whole different experience.
It's like a world.
So we gotta hurry up and get there and actually go check that.
It's a whole world in there, but yes, we definitely gotta get our way in. What were we talking about? Snoop Dogg. So now we're talking about crypto.
No, but let's get on Snoop and talk about him crip walking. That was tight. Dr. Dre and Snoop and Mary J. Blige and
I saw a news outlet on I looked it up because I wanted to see if TikTok was true.
God, TikTok.
I know I hate freaking TikTok now, but some girl posted this thing of like you look up the stadium, like look up the performances, and they put the wrong picture of Mary J. Blige. Like it was just like one from her old, like they didn't even care. They just put a picture there, said this is her performance. I'm like, okay,
that ain't even right.
That's not right at all.
They can't forget about Mary. She was
one of
the top performers out there ever, and just like you can't sleep on Mary.
It's so sad. Like not a lot of people from my generation are gonna know who like these people are.
If y'all don't, that's your fault for like not standing.
Not my fault. That's the generation under me's fault.
You gotta educate yourself
that I feel
on
bad
like
for.
All the music that's ever been made, because the stuff that's Johnny Come Lately is okay.
Johnny Come Lately,
like that's okay, but it ain't.
But they're never gonna know who Hannah Montana is. Like,
oh my God, do we need to know who Hannah Montana is?
If you don't
That's
know,
just like what the SpongeBob era.
Like, they're not gonna know what that is. And it's like the same for music. Like, they're not gonna know. Like,
no, because they're gonna be more focused on actually what they can create for themselves and what they can do in the metaverse and the NFTs and stuff like that. Because they won't ever know.
I also saw a story on the metaverse that my brother brought to my attention. Well, actually, we were watching a podcast. We were watching a podcast, and they said that this one lady had got, assaulted in the metaverse.
Well, that's a bit aggressive. That stuff that can happen that, because the security settings are not necessarily in place is, is most unfortunate for the experience that she had. And I'm sure she has a valid case to sue the hell out of them.
It's just like already, like.
I mean, like, but
But yeah, like Facebook is low-key sus, right?
Well, I mean, right after that, it seemed like Facebook actually had a 20% drop. Just in case people didn't know that in the last couple weeks, that a lot of people pulled back because a lot of things are not in place, and the security issues that they're having is compromising their whole platform. So that's just a random factor.
So they say what they're going to do about it?
No, I'm pretty sure they'll say what they're going to do about it, and then they'll increase visibility and and focus on it, and then redirect and restructure and reform and basically redirect people's mind from actually what's going on. Which actually happened today, actually, because Bank of America is the first.
Bank of America?
I'm sorry, J.P. Morgan Chase.
I was like, but not BOA.
No, J.P. Morgan. Oh, you taking sides? You betting on which bank is yours?
I'm not with B. I'm Wells.
I'm Wells Fargo, dog.
I'm Wells. Hold on.
Wells Fargo represent. No, man.
One,
like,
I'm not trying to be loyal to any bank.
No,
but,
like especially it's not a black-owned bank, and so
yeah, right.
The hell with it.
Right.
But anyway, J.P. Morgan Chase is actually the first investor or first bank that's going to be inside the metaverse. They've seen the billions of dollars of opportunity.
Right. So projection of $1 billion that's going to bring into that bank.
So they got to make sure that they have a bank presence inside the metaverse.
And when did this happen?
Actually, today.
That's really huge. Like,
you know what I mean?
It might not seem big, guys, but that's really huge.
That goes back to Snoop. We talked about in our previous show, Snoop actually has property in the metaverse, and how he was talking about
it in that one show with Kevin.
He wanted to make sure he had the right neighbor. I'm like, Snoop, you like the worst neighbor. You're like,
and they're showing a clip, and he was like literally having a party at the
exactly. I know, right? So
that's hilarious. Okay, wait, didn't you say Snoop NFT 44 million?
Okay, so to get back to it, right after we talked about the cryptocurrency Super Bowl and all this other stuff, basically Snoop bought Death Row. Suge Knight's rolling over in his grave over there, his cell.
Not even, his cell.
He rolling over in his cell bed, mad as hell. Like, hey, Suge, how you feel about Snoop, taking your whole thing, and you just sitting here posted up with us? Oh, no. But anyway, Snoop actually bought Death Row, and he seen the vision. He had the vision to go ahead and already have an album done, and so he dropped it as soon as he bought the label after the Super Bowl. When he knew he was going to be at his most popular heights. People are already going to be researching all the other music. You know what I mean? Like, even though Snoop is pretty popular and everybody knows who he is, right? But people are going to go revisit his information that he's already had out there.
Right.
So he dropped a new album, and he used basically NFTs to actually drop the album, which was, I think he said, was something about 5,000 in cryptocurrency or something of that nature. And the more people who bought into it, the more value it got.
Yeah.
And so he made $44 million over the last 5 days. 5 days.
$44 million.
$44 million. That's some true vision. I mean, I like this dude running my company if I'm an investor or or entrepreneur.
That's insane. Like, Snoop always does incredible things on camera and off camera.
I used to always be like, man, like, you know what? If I'm Whoopi Goldberg, I'm mad at Oprah, because she got all that money. But Snoop used to be like the guy who's like the Whoopi Goldberg to Dr. Dre. But I can see Snoop making that grand progression toward that $1 billion status, like a lot of these other guys.
For real, why is he not there yet?
Well, I mean, he was an artist.
After all this shit he does, he does so much stuff. He's on everybody's shows.
But well, I mean, certain times it takes. I think it takes a certain formula. You know what I mean? And to me, I think people like Shaq and Dr. Dre and Jay-Z and Puff Daddy have already figured it out. And Kanye, they have already figured out the formula is basically partnering with companies instead of basically doing bits and pieces for a company. You know what I mean? So if I do a commercial for a company, yes, that'll increase the value for that company. However, if I'm a part of the company and I do a commercial, now it's going to increase all of our profits all together, and I have a residual effect to this whole thing. You know what I mean? Which pays me like royalties.
When do you think you'll be a billionaire?
I have a feeling with this kind of foresight and direction, you know what I mean? Because I think he was already worth 167 million before, but now doing something like this aggressive, then you can see like he's already putting he's laying the path for the direction that he's trying to go into, and I can see him in that potential of that billionaire status in no time.
Right. Should we talk about the slave NFTs that we've seen?
I mean, that's very disappointing. But you know what?
It was very disappointing to see.
You know, it would be awful to see.
Because that's what I just thought about. I'm like, okay,
slaves
NFTs.
and monkeys and stuff like that. But during Black History Month, it's just like, really?
But hey.
But you know what? It's just, to me, it just seems like people are trying to distract and detract versus allowing us to celebrate and move forward.
Right. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there was slave NFTs and I think it was called the Floydies is what they called it, and like faces of Black people who died. And that is just, what the fuck? Disheartening as fuck.
That is very upsetting to see people capitalize and think that this is a cool thing.
And
but
making money off that
like
shit.
I said, this is what they want.
It's never gonna be.
That's that. That's that
great,
negative behind the cryptocurrency.
I know.
That still has that plantation environment, like mentality. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep them in a place, but we're gonna use this type of method, an approach toward doing something.
Right.
I think that's pretty childish, but that's why I say you got to stay shining. You got to start elevating yourself, and you got to basically reach new heights and reach new heights and eradicate illogical thinking by basically not looking at something as a attack or a or downfall or but look at it as an opportunity to elevate and to create different things.
And I was gonna freaking say something. I totally forgot.
This show is sponsored by Prater's Heating and Cooling out of Atlanta, Sarah K. Harrison Tag the Abundance Game out of Phoenix, Grand Junction Wine Tours out of Colorado, Western Strokes Painting Company out of Colorado, and Angelic Crystals with Kira out of Phoenix. Thank you so much to my sponsors. And stay tuned.
Hey guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is Kanye's documentary on Netflix. I know you already know the stories, but I just didn't really realize how he was a regular at some point, like a backup person, and
Well, remember I told you about gatekeepers and people trying to hold people back and hold the industry and different industries holding you down.
I just didn't know Jay was like that.
Well, I mean, it was just he came from a situation.
I was really shook watching the documentary.
Jay-Z came from a situation where he was held back, and then so that was the normal process for different musical acts. So when you think about it, when Jay-Z shook Damon Dash off, you know what I'm saying, that basically alleviated a lot of weight off of his back, you know what I'm saying, because we had this dude over here orchestrating stuff and didn't really even need him, you know what I mean, but he over here making money, capitalizing off of Jay-Z's back, and then you know what I mean, so he held a lot of other people down so he could be a part of the team. But when you look at what, Kanye was one of the most talented artists that was out there. Yeah. But,
they just did not believe the dream. They just seemed we needed his beats.
They needed his music. They used him for his music.
In the documentary, it really did look like people were they just needed him to stay in his place with the beats. Like, this is what you need to do.
Well, of course. If you got somebody who's staying in their lane, then, you don't have to worry about them trying to break into your space. You know what I mean? Like, put it this way, like 2 Chainz, right? He was Ludacris's hype man for damn near 20 years, and it took Ludacris going to all those movies with Fast and the Furious for 2 Chainz to break out and do his own thing. And then when he finally broke out and did his own thing, it was just like, wow, this 2 Chainz guy is just like, wow, where did he come from? He's so great. And now he's buying stadiums and he's partnering with teams and stuff, but he's already been there. He's been there for a long time. Exactly. It's just it took somebody to be removed out of the situation or the equation for him to actually be able to step up and fulfill his destiny.
Exactly.
And like we always say, being the main characters of your situation. And
that's what Kanye did. He turned himself into the main character of his situation. He didn't want to be background anymore. And I think that was just watching it was just so
Well, it reminds me a lot of what Puff Daddy did too. Puff Daddy was an A&R guy or who lived on the street, and basically before he got Biggie and all the other artists, he basically was working for free for different A&R labels to basically doing talent and all this, and basically just to break into it. And now look at him, he's a billionaire. He got Revolt Channel, he's got all this other stuff, he's got all these albums he put out, he's all these artists he's taking care of. And
watching that, it just reminds me that I have to keep going. I'm just not ever gonna give up.
Well, I'm never going to give up. In our last show, which you should check out and subscribe and basically we talked about how it doesn't take that long anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? What happened in the past is, those constraints and those confines, they basically, instead of taking 20, 30 years, the Oprah effect, you can do this and achieve this in a whole lot more condensed situation. And like we were trying to do here at DHP, Diamond Holly Productions and Stay Shiny Show and Diamond Holly's Corner and then basically Dante's Corner, some commercials that are coming to you. So basically creating the effect, but in a lot more condensed process.
But I don't know. I think there's going to be weekly episodes. You haven't seen it.
I didn't get a chance to see the first show,
just
but
because you like seen it in the industry.
I
Like,
just seen
I
seen what happened to him. Just like we were talking about, like how those that one family stole that other person's credit information and went on vacation and basically
What's this?
But we didn't want to talk about it. It was just Brandy Carter. But anyway, that whole thing.
Oh, that is the T on T on T.
We're gonna talk about that on another show.
We can't talk about that.
We can talk about it on another show.
Because
So basically, somebody came up on somebody else's behalf and basically.
And they're worth more than the family they stole from.
Once again, like if I'm Whoopi, I'm mad as hell at Oprah because we was in the same movie at the same time. If I'm Snoop, I'm like, man, why am I not on Dr. Dre's level with the amount of money that he has when I was right there with him in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to think that. But we got to go to one of my random factoids.
What is it?
My random factoid is that there's 7.9 billion people in this earth. And probably in a couple of years, we're going to be in about probably a year. By the end of the year, maybe a year and a half, we're going to be at 8 billion people, right? And let's do a little sociology experiment, right? If I was to say, you know, being in America, 330 million people, right? Out of that 7.9 billion people. I would say most Americans live better than 7.9 billion people in this world.
Yeah.
So when you look at that perspective, is my life, where do I rank myself in that 7.9 billion, 0.2 something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you're basically not living up to your standard, you're not being the main character, and you have this grand opportunity that's better, or you have more outreach or more resources than 7.9 billion other people, then to me, it seems like you're not reaching your full potential. When you look at the Kanyes and the Elon Musks and the Steve Jobs and the Zuckerbergs and the Jeff Bezos, they are trying to achieve where they sit at in the 7.9 billion people. Exactly. Right? They're not at the 4 billion mark. So if you're in this world and you can at least believe that you're better than about 7.9 billion people, then you have a serious problem that you have to get over. You have more opportunity, resources, resourcefulness, access to anybody else in this world. So if you're not doing more with your your own platform in your life, you're failing yourself. But that's just my random factoid. That's just me getting deep. Dr. Hollywood.
Period.
Thanks, Rick, for the name.
That was good, Dad. But honestly, though, that's good.
I mean, my question and my challenge to people.
Truly ask yourself that, though, guys.
Where do you sit out of 7.9 to 0.6895 people in this world? Was your life impactful, at any point, or are you just going to settle for being mediocre?
Oh, hell no.
Mediocrity.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for me, we can't accept that. So if you
that's
have dreams and aspirations, if you have something that you want to do to achieve some shit, get off your ass, wake the hell up, and put in your work. Lace up them boots and get the step in.
No complaining, because you got it better than a lot of people.
If you can draw, open up an NFT. And then send some of those royalties to me for giving you the idea.
Okay, let's talk about Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay, so Disney has this storybook living community. They're starting this storybook living community.
Where's it going to be?
Palm Springs, California, okay. Rancho, what is it?
Rancho Commando.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Rancho. Okay, so they're having a community, of how... It doesn't look how Disneyland looks, but they're still going to have the foods and, every day is going to be magical type feeling. And I honestly just love this idea because I was getting tired of the Disneyland thing for a second. Disneyland's cool, but, there needs to be something in that sort, like where you can go there and it's just like an experience, not like walking through a park and it's like with strollers everywhere for a second. Like really slow down and take the time with your family. They have like a lot of things you can do with your family, like events on events on events, and then restaurants. Like you're always busy.
Well, I mean,
with the people
at a certain point, Disney, just give me something where I can just be without the strollers and the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, just let me get some adult experience so I can run through and just like enjoy like some shit. Like,
but that's such a
have a drink, have a nice meal without all the babies crying and all.
Yeah, like you have to go to Universal to have like a beer that's like $10, but like
no, it's
and
like
it's not
25.
even all that.
No,
like,
it's just like
it's like this gives an opportunity for more.
Give me something more. But you know, this something that's pretty cool. I just read this morning too. Nick Cannon is actually going to be opening up a Wild 'N Out experience in Scottsdale, Arizona.
No, in Scottsdale.
In Scottsdale.
Wait, like the show?
Might be Tempe, Scottsdale area.
Like the setup.
It's going to be the setup, yes. It's going to be like a Dave and Buster's kind of a Wild 'N Out
Okay,
vibe.
that's going to be lit.
That's going to be pretty cool.
Okay, see, Arizona, it's not all that lame. Like,
yeah, but
it's not all that.
Well, in July, it's probably going to be awful to get to, but right now, it'd be great.
Right. Okay, wait. I love how he's doing that. What is that supposed to be?
I'm not sure about the
we'll look into it for y'all and like keep y'all updated with that
and give you guys a little bit more information. But
I love that. See, there needs to be more experiences.
I am
like,
so wrong.
Like that.
I am so wrong.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
That ain't Scottsdale. It's actually.
You done got me so hyped. Like I was so hyped.
Guess what? It's even closer. It's the Gaslamp District in San Diego. I'm way off. I'm like 5 hours apart here. But no, it's the Gaslamp District.
He got me like, I know he got you too.
It was something else hilarious. I was reading about.
We lived in Gaslamp for like a good amount of time, and it was fun. I loved it. It was really like a fun time.
Other than they need to address the homeless population situation here in San Diego.
Yeah,
that's really really tough in California to watch people act like this doesn't even happen.
It really ruins my day. Not like ruins it,
but it's just to me, it's just like all the people who just act like it doesn't exist.
Exactly. That's why it's just like it's not normal, and like seeing stuff like kids on the street, just kids like sitting there, like that's not what.
There was a kid sitting on a bucket. That was his room.
That literally ruined my entire day. Not ruined it badly, but
I literally wanted to go drive back and pick the family up and take them somewhere and like give them some. But you know what I mean. But there's no resources, not enough for all these people, and they claim that COVID was the reason that they don't have shelters and stuff open. Right. But then I seen another article saying that they're going to open all these shelters up because COVID's better and blah blah blah. And
well, we need it immediately because
but they can't. I mean, this kid, how is he supposed to determine his future?
Exactly.
Sitting on a bucket on the side of the freeway.
Really,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? What kind of thoughts? But the other thing is like. Once again, even people here in America that are homeless still live better and have more access and resources than a person who lived in India or Asia or Africa. So we are truly blessed.
We are.
So
I seen a video yesterday. This dude's going viral. I think he lives in Atlanta because he has a two-story house, like not even a house, like of cardboard on the freeway.
Yes,
he's literally going viral right now.
I did see that because he literally built it. He built it on the sidewalk. He built a 2-story enclosure of cardboard boxes.
Like, we shouldn't have it get to that point. At this point, we have to. There can't be a way that they're building their own. It should never be like that.
It should never be. But
it should never get to that.
Fast forward when Dante's running for politics in another couple years, we have a way that we're going to be addressing the homeless population, and I have great ideas. So hopefully you guys partner with me and we actually work together and build a plan. But I'm always
guys,
about
we have big things to do.
I used to actually go around and actually give care packages to homeless people out in Phoenix, but at a certain point that's only so much I can do, so we have to do something on a bigger scale. And I got some stuff that's coming for you that we're going to help roll out, and hopefully we can actually address the situation from a one person at a time approach.
Was that? You guys see my first moment.
solitude.
Before we close out this episode, we have been, we're going to give you the show. We are the show plugs, and we're going to talk about some shows really quickly. So recently we started Bel-Air, and it's different.
It ain't no Fresh Prince.
My dad's a little mad at that, but
It's Ghetto Prince.
It's got to grow on me. This show has got to grow on me. But let's just say, I love the cast.
How he gonna be short, man? Will Smith was like 6'4".
They were making him look a little tall. The camera angles. When he was playing basketball, they really get in the angle.
They got the funniest, goofiest looking dude that hopefully he grows into the part, but right now
he got it. Yeah, this show is definitely be so good.
He got some big shoes to fill. Like,
yeah,
he seriously.
Will, where are you? Be on set. Get on set.
Like Will Smith has had his little rap career at the same time with being Will Smith.
Yeah.
And we got this dude who out of nowhere
we got supposed to be
Carlton doing lines and stuff. We can't even talk about it.
Give me a spoiler. Okay, but yeah, definitely guys, watch Bel-Air because it's something new. I recommend it. My dad's like, but
yeah, it's gonna take me a couple scenes.
It's gonna take me a couple scenes, but I do love it. They got Coco, like
who the hell's Coco?
Coco Jones from Let It Shine. Like,
what part is she playing?
The Carlton sister. She's playing
Hillary. Still,
she is like. Whew,
at least Hillary is not a buffoon this time. So I appreciate the fact that Hillary is not stupid as hell.
Yeah.
And she's got like some game and she knows what she needs to do and she's connected.
She's on it. But Carlton.
But Carlton living in another world. He over there.
No, Carlton, that one scene I can.
He ain't no brother, man. He over there like the stuff that you gotta watch it. Like I don't even know. It's some scenes in there.
Wait, guys, I'm really weak because that's so funny. Okay, what else? We got All American coming back soon.
I'm like, how long can they have a bunch of 30-year-olds play All American high school? And like they just came back from an All American break. Like I'm just saying,
they're in college now.
Yeah, no, freshmen in college at 35.
Okay, All American, they pull it off. They really do pull it off. So I'll
put it this way:
I didn't know Layla was 30.
As far as the TV show, they do have some great actors that you focus more on the acting scene.
Exactly.
Than you actually
we didn't even notice at first.
We don't necessarily focus on
until we saw those football players and we knew there was something wrong.
Yeah, because they were huge.
They were huge.
They're not high school students.
What else?
What's his name? The one PJ CJ, the one dude with the Zach Morris cut. Like,
the crazy one, the party one.
The party guy. He's like I don't know, but he's like he's too huge.
JJ's
too huge to be a high school
football player. That's not normal. Yeah, guys, they have All American coming back soon. They have the Proud Family coming next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
The Proud Family, the new. That's gonna be so good.
The new iteration of the Proud Family.
I'm loving that they kept that going. You can't give up. If they're keeping That's So Raven coming back, because remember That's So Raven's coming back.
No, I didn't know that. She's gonna be old. She's gonna be old as hell.
You know how she has Raven's Home, like on Disney. She's raising her kids on Disney Channel. That's her newest show, raising her kids. Well, now her kids are gonna go live in her old house with her mom and dad, but the dad just lives there. I don't know where the mom is.
Oh wow, I didn't.
So they're taking it back to her roots. So that's coming out.
They gonna get some culture from Ravenville.
It's gonna be cool. There's a lot of
that damn Raven boy stayed relevant the whole time. That's black excellence, right?
That is because they tried to knock her down.
Because Moesha gone.
No, you didn't.
But we got some Raven up in this piece.
Yeah,
Raven gonna be a damn grandmother on Disney Channel.
They gonna be. That's how far they're gonna take her show. Like literally.
It's from beginning, middle, and like death.
I love that they like gave that to us though, because like they have that all with like your shows and your generation, but like we didn't have shows like that. They're not gonna keep Wizards of Women. They're not gonna go with Hannah Montana. Like
no.
So at least we have like Raven. Like you know.
I'm glad that we have that.
Before we close this episode out, guys, I do want to remind you guys that I will be giving away 3 free ebooks of Life After Death.
Who by the author what's her name again?
Sister Soldier. So make sure you guys check out the description. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Instagram. Like my most recent Instagram post so you can win yourself a free ebook.
And that's a part of your book club?
Yes. And my book club is coming March 1st, guys. I will be posting it all over my Instagram, so I will be DMing whoever wants to be partake the details.
And have people had a chance to check out that new website of yours?
Guys, I almost forgot about my website.
How could you forget about that one? That's our flagship.
My website, diamondhollyproductions.com. Check that out. I have merch.
What can you find on there?
You can find my merch. You can find all of our videos. You can find all of Diamond Holly Productions, the channel stuff, like my Q&A and stuff like that, and more to come.
Didn't you start something new?
What did I start?
Sapphire.
And my Sapphire Athletic, guys. We have DHP and we have Sapphire Athletics coming to you very soon. We got some commercials coming out very soon. Make sure you cop the merch. Are you copying the merch? Are you searching it right now? Are you subscribed to the YouTube channel at this moment? Things to ask yourself. But but thank you guys for joining us on today's episode. It was super fun to talk about all these cool things. Black history, Black future, the crypto. NFTs. Death row.
Music,
everything
topics,
lit. Everything fun. So.
And you know what they can't wait to do is check out our new next show.
So yeah, and make sure you binge watch all of season 1, Stay Shinin'.
Please do.
And season 2.
And subscribe.
Oh, also, I just came out with I had a Diamonds Corner episode yesterday. So check that out. We talked a lot about it in this episode, but you're just going to have to go listen to it to know. Stay Shinin'.